Hey guys, what's up? It's Olivia. Welcome back to my channel, Olivia's Grad School Vlogs, where I like to share my experience as a media effects graduate student at Penn State. So I just finished my first semester as a PhD student in our mass communications program, and today I'm going to talk about what that semester was like. At the beginning of the semester, I posted a video on what my classes were like specifically, so refer to that if you're interested in that. Today I'm going to talk about my weekly schedule and what I did on a day-to-day basis. Another thing you should know is I did teach a class this term, and there's a lot I learned. There's a lot about that experience, and so I think that's going to be a separate video as well. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and leave a comment below telling me something that has brought you joy in the past couple of weeks, unless it's political. So, my weekly schedule. Like I just mentioned, I did teach a class this term, and I was also taking 3 classes. So this was a huge change from last semester and last year on my master's program at Penn State. I was taking 2 courses at a time, and then I was working on my thesis. So I definitely had a work-life balance, and that kind of went out the window this semester. I taught class Monday morning and Wednesday morning, and then I had class Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, and Thursday evening. But my 2 Thursday classes actually required that the discussion questions and discussion posts were answered by Tuesday evening. So the front half of my week was incredibly busy. My week started on Sunday, and that is when I would do all of my reading for my Thursday evening class, which was a class on pedagogy. So that's basically the philosophy of teaching. I would do the reading, answer the discussion post. That was always Sunday's goal. Then on Tuesday, I worked on my pro seminar stuff, which was the Thursday morning class. We would usually have like 6 thick articles. By thick, I don't know, 15 to 20, 25 pages. And what was very interesting is this term in pro seminar and my pedagogy class, I wasn't reading like experiments and stuff. I was reading more theoretical pieces about the field, and so I definitely had to learn to take notes in a different way. Tuesday morning, I would then finish up any reading, and my goal was to always have the discussion questions done by noon. Several times I would have it done Monday evening or Tuesday morning, but Tuesday by noon is what I actually shot for. And I totally forgot to say that Sunday was also spent preparing for my Monday morning class. So the class I taught was a 400 level class on research methods in advertising and public relations. So it was from a social science perspective. Now with this class, one of the professors who has previously taught this course and does continue to teach one of the sections, she does give us her materials, like her PowerPoints, her assignments, like the Canvas page to suck in. But of course I wanted to make the class my own a little bit, and so always the day before class is when I would go through the lecture, add discussion questions. I did Kahoot, so I created Kahoot questions for every single lecture. What I also would do is make a skeleton version of student notes. So once I was done making my presentation and my slideshow, I would then make a student version where I left a bunch of blanks so that they would need to come to lecture in order to fill out the rest of the blanks. So Sunday was the pedagogy reading day, as well as getting ready for my class so I could upload their slides before they had class on Monday morning. So I'd finish my pro seminar stuff on Monday, finish it Tuesday morning, and then the rest of Tuesday was spent reading for my Wednesday class, which was a class on interpersonal communication and well-being. But on Tuesday, I feel so bad, I would then also have to give a lot of effort to getting Wednesday's class ready for the class that I taught. Now, as I'll say in another video, I learned so much from that class, and so the next time I get to teach it, it will go so much more smoothly. Yes, I was given the materials, but I was not given any other guidance on teaching this class. It was kind of a lot to have to work through by myself day to day while also being a full-time student. Wednesday, I had class then. So I taught in the morning, would finish up as much reading as I possibly could do for my class from 2:30 to 5:30. Now once I got through that class, I was pretty much golden for the rest of the week, because now I just had to actually get through my classes. I had done the reading, I'd done the notes, I'd done the discussion questions, and so Wednesday evening I would usually go for a run after class or do some laundry, and then just relax that evening. Thursday morning, I would have class until noon. I then had my office hours from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and it honestly really depended on the week. If there was something coming up, there were times where I literally had students come fill up the 15-minute time slots for the entire time. But there were other times when only one person would sign up or no people would sign up, and so I could like run an errand real quick or do something else during that time. I then would work out, come back, shower, and then I had my pedagogy class from 6 to 9 p.m. That is a tough time to take a class. Thankfully, we were allowed to like eat dinner during class, and all my grad classes are 3 hours long, so they did always offer us a short break in the middle. But yeah, Thursday night I was then exhausted and would just go to bed. Friday morning I would let myself sleep in, and then that day was still a work day, but it was much more relaxed. So on Fridays is when I would get ahead working on like actual assignments for my classes. The reading for class, just the weekly readings, took up so much of my time that Fridays is when I just worked on the assignments. There were also several Fridays where I went hiking, like 5 different times during the semester, which I was pleased that the weather was warm enough to where there were 5 different Fridays where I could drive out to Black Shannon or Mount Nittany or Rothrock Forest and actually hike and get out in the fresh air a little bit. Now, part of being a PhD student is not only taking the classes and learning how to teach, but it's also conducting research. So this term I actually did not participate in a research lab, and I asked my advisor if she was okay with that, and she said, you know, yes, that's totally fine. So what I did instead is I modified my thesis into a shorter article version so that I could submit it to ICA, which is one of the communications conferences, and then also to a journal. My friend and I were also working on another study that the journal Cyber Psychology, they were doing a call for papers on like online dating. And so my friend and I did a study on catfishing, which is online dating. And so we worked really hard the first like week or two. It was due, I think, beginning of September, this paper. So we worked like really hard on that. Like all my free time was devoted to that. And it got desk rejected right away, and they said your submission topic was inappropriate. We were like, catfishing is online dating, like we don't get it. So anyway, we took that time to then modify it again to get ready to submit it to ICA, and the deadline for that was, oh shoot, was in November. Anyway, yesterday we got the emails from ICA that both of our projects were rejected, so that's great. But at least sometime this week we will also be getting the reviewer comments. And so mine and Olivia's study on catfishing, we're gonna look at that and just try to get it ready to submit to the next conference. This is still under review at the journal I submitted it to, so we'll see. We'll see if it gets rejected and I get more comments, or if it gets accepted and whatever. Obviously this semester was very different because it was COVID-19. So I held my class that I taught in person for the first 2.5 weeks. Students could attend on Zoom if they wanted to, and then after that we moved it all onto Zoom, and all of the classes that I took were on Zoom. Sitting in front of a computer all day every day sucks, as I know a lot of the world is experiencing right now. And then it also really sucked that ice skating lessons were canceled. Pilates classes were canceled. We couldn't like go to coffee shops and study. So I did do a pretty good job of making sure to like work out several days a week outside while I could, and then our gym is open. And then I don't see anybody except for Olivia. I go to her house on Monday nights at the time for Dancing with the Stars, then Tuesday for Bachelor. So now we'll be back to Monday nights Bachelor. But other than that, I don't really see people. Yeah. Overall thoughts on my first semester as a PhD student. Yes, it was full of work, but I feel like it wasn't too much work. I'm still kind of burnt out and can't believe the next semester starts in a couple of days. But I felt like the assignments that I had were helpful. I felt like they were not a waste of time. And I was quite amazed to see how much I've grown since I started the program. I did my master's at Penn State. So when I started there, 2 years ago in 2018, I've definitely grown a lot as a student. So that is what my weekly schedule was like as my first semester as a PhD student. Saturdays is then when I would rest. But yeah, it was definitely a 6-day-a-week work week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be making several more about my teaching experience and what this new semester is like. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Keep dreaming out loud, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!